All right. All right. Happy Valentine's Day. All right. D. McClung, Archer Monologues. And it's Valentine's Day. 2/14/17. So I just got this headline. And I'm like dismayed. The media is being censored by the government, but it's not Trump who's doing it. Turns out Pakistan. Pakistan has just issued an order banning Valentine's Day, basically, in Pakistan. So now we know something about Pakistan. Not a free country. See any surprises there? Something to do with Muslims being in charge of the country. I'm not going to go through the whole thing here, but Islamabad High Court issued an order that banned all Valentine's Day celebrations, according to CNN. No display of or adverts of electronic and print media that reference Valentine's Day. The sale of Valentine's Day merchandise, like Valentine's cards and things. Okay. No celebration in any public space or government building. I wonder if I could actually do it in private. Pakistan's authority has alerted the ruling and share information shows a violation of the ban, blah, blah, blah. All right. Because it's against the teachings of Islam and should be banned immediately, said some asshole. Nutter. Straight out nutter. While the holiday isn't as popular in Pakistan, it is catching on and so on. But anyway. Well, let me tell you. For one thing, I'm going to have to say it. All right? Pakistani government and the Muslim thing, two, apparently, okay, a quote, smooching is terrorism, said the message of some asshole. Is Indonesia, where is also a dominant Muslim country, student protest of the holiday that alleged it promotes casual sex. Okay. See, this is the problem. They think casual sex is a bad thing. Well, I'm sorry, but if I'm going to have sex with somebody, I'd like to think it was kind of casual. I mean, relaxed. I'm sure that they meant the word casual to mean something else, but the word casual simply means, in a relaxed, common, let's just do it because it's fun kind of thing. And so there's nothing wrong with casual sex. I don't think I want to have sex with somebody if it's not casual. I mean, you mean hostile sex? I don't want to have hostile sex. And I think formal sex would be a little tedious, but hey. So anyway, they banned it. I don't know how that's going to work out for Pakistani people, but or Pakistanians, Pakistanites, whatever, Muslims, not bright people. I'm going to say perhaps maybe equal to Christians in stupidity. Yeah. That's what I said. I'm not going to get into all the political shit because it's just stupid and it's disgusting and it'd take a long time to talk about. I don't want to get into that. But in this case, let's talk about Valentine's Day. Okay, number one, Valentine's Day is some kind of tradition going on. It's sort of a Western cultural thing, maybe. It's a nice sentiment. And I sent my lady a Valentine's card today. Yes, I did. And I'm sure she appreciates it. But I don't make a big deal about it. I'm not going to go out and buy like flowers and boxes of candy and shit. or even lingerie for my sweetie, because I just don't get that excited about it. I show my love for my woman daily, and she does the same for me. I don't need a special day, and I don't need a card. I don't need flowers. I don't need that stuff. Now, I mean, I get my companion. I get her flowers from time to time just because I want to. It's like, here's some flowers for you, sweetheart. I was thinking of you, and I thought you might like these. And she does, usually, as far as I can, pretty much all the time. She said, "Oh, great, flowers," and because women like getting flowers, apparently. Men not so much, maybe. All right. So the problem here is the concept that casual sex is a bad thing, or even like non-married sex, whatever the hell that is. Sex is sex. Every human being is a sexual person, to some degree. Even Muslims, even people who live in Pakistan, they're sexual beings, and any law or government action that interferes with that sexual beingness is a crime against humanity. Oh, that's my big phrase of the month or year or whatever, forever maybe. If you violate people's natural human inalienable rights, you're committing a crime against humanity, because humanity is affected in an adverse way by you and your Nazi fascist bullshit, tyranny, bullying bullshit, and just fucking stop doing that, because you're being an asshole, and in this case being an asshole and actually doing something like interfering with people's lives is wrong. So in this case, being an asshole is doing something. If you do something as an asshole that interferes with other people's lives and intrudes into their exercising of their freedoms, then you're an asshole in actuality, not just in word. You've actually done something asshole-like. So I think probably what the world needs is to stop believing that shit and stop going along with that nonsense. I mean, for example, Muslims. It's a cultural thing. It's probably unique to that area of the world where they practice it mostly. I don't think, I'm not going to get into the whole Muslim is the religion of peace or not thing, because the very fact that people are Muslims and sort of practice that mythological nonsense is all I need to know. People practice it, believe it, follow it, kind of do things accordingly, like cut people's heads off and shit. Not going to get too excited about that either, but still. I just can't imagine living in a country that would tell, the government would tell me what to do or what not to do, or put me in jail for doing it. Wait a minute. I do actually live in a country like that. So, just between you and me, America is one of those places where you're not free. And I think it doesn't take a whole lot of smarts to understand that in America you're not free. It's a felony to talk to people, certain people. If the government says you can't talk to that person or you'll go to jail for 30 years. Really? And it's a free country. Really? No, it's not. They can put you in jail for saying stuff in words, like writing it down and posting it to Facebook, for example. You posted this to Facebook, and we're going to come and get you and arrest you and beat you and torture you and put you in a prison cell, and you're going to rot because of what? Because of some words I posted on the internet? Really? And it's a free country. What other things can we look at here and examine closely? Actually, casually, because I'm quite relaxed. Dress codes. Dress codes, yeah. Free country. You don't have dress codes in a free country. You just don't. It's like totally contrary. Arbitrary. The word I was looking for a while ago was arbitrary. Fabricated and arbitrary laws. and notions. So, no, you have dress codes in America, like let's say schools, and high school particularly. I can tell you that that's not free. That's not freedom. That's not people being able to exercise their rights. Their human rights, their innatable, natural human rights. Like I am a sexual being, and therefore I am very much in desire of having sex. And that's against law. Fuck you, seriously, you Nazi, fascist, piece of shit, police state motherfucker. Shut up! Don't tell me what to do. I will kill you. Oh well, I can't say that because that gets people like all excited. You can't talk about that. Yeah, well, if you're a bully and you refuse to stop being a bully and you're bullying people, then it's not that you're a bully that's the problem. It's the fact that you are bullying people that's the problem. You can be a bully all you want as long as you don't bully anyone, which would mean you probably aren't a bully. Then, I guess. So anyway, no. Dress codes tell you immediately, like it's too obvious to even question. It's just like bam in your face. Dress codes. And yet the American people put up with such tyranny and such bullying, such anti-American, anti-freedom, anti-humanity laws, or boggles my mind. Why would anybody let anyone tell them what they can wear? Why would anybody do that? Now, I mean, I can see if you're 4 years old and your mom says, no, sweetheart, you can't wear that. It's just too big for you. We'll have to find something more that fits better. But, Mommy, I like this color. And, well, okay, we'll find something with this color that actually doesn't look like a dishcloth. So, the problem is this, bottom line, dress codes are illegal in a free country. It's contradictory to the principles of freedom, which do exist, by the way. And it is totally contradictory to the very concept of being a free person and a free individual, being able to do whatever you want as long as you don't violate the rights of other people. So if I want to, dress the way I want to dress, then it's nobody's business. Certainly not the government's business. And people who want the government to make things illegal are like collaborators with the enemy and totally stupid, ignorant people that are not deserving of respect. Seriously, if you allow dress codes to be a part of your existence, then you are a fool. I know a lot of people feel, I'm helpless because I'm only one person, I can't do anything. And well, yeah, you can. If it comes to dress codes, you can do something. You can tell whoever is trying to impose dress codes on you that, fuck yourself, asshole. You're not telling me what to do and how to dress. Period. Case closed. And that pretty much ends that, doesn't it? Because if they continue to do so, then you just kick their ass. Now, I'm not advocating violence. I'm advocating freedom, and I'm advocating self-defense. Because they're trying to hurt you by telling you what to do. They're depriving you of your right, which you have every right to have, and exercise. So, if they're being a Nazi bully, then, stop them from being Nazi bullies. And if they can't stop being Nazi bullies on their own, because it's the right thing to do, then kick them out. Just, like school. If a principal tries to impose a dress code on you, kick the principal out of the school and refuse to let him back in. You're done, fucker. You're out of here. And you're not coming back because you're a Nazi bastard. And this is a free country, so you don't do that here. Nobody does that here. They don't get away with it. Follow me? So I'm advocating taking proactive involvement and do it to the next level. Every high school kid in America should be like at the principal's office, all of them, on the same day, everywhere in the country, let's say, March the 2nd. Show up at the court, show up at the Board of Education in mass. So they have meetings every once in a while. Show up at the meeting, however many students are in your school or in your county. Show up at the Board of Education and say, guess what? No more dress codes. They're done. Finished. They're abolished. No longer allowed to exist in these schools in Marion County. And mean it. I mean it. You have the power, you have the right to demand that a tyranny and a bullying government and a Board of Education stop being bullies and Nazi bastards. Tell them. They work for you. You own them. Pretty much. Just tell them. No more dress codes. If you impose a dress code again, tomorrow, we've got to come. We're going to remove you from this office. You're no longer going to be on the Board of Education. We will remove you. We will impeach you. We will charge you with crimes against humanity. That's tomorrow by noon. No exceptions. No excuses. And that's the way it's going to be. Fuckers. And mean it. And if you have to do it, go with your guns and stuff and just carry them. Don't pull them out and wave at them at people. Not saying shoot people, just take a gun just in case some Nazi bastard wants to hurt you, and then act in self-defense. You know who I'm talking about? The pigs. The Nazi police state motherfuckers who think that they have the right to bully you. I'm not saying you should go up against the police because they're crazy, insane, psychopathic monsters. And they're just evil. They kill you because they have guns. And they figure that you shouldn't have a gun because why would they want you to shoot back? Nazis don't particularly like people who stand up to them and fight back and defend themselves against the Nazi bastard fucking fuckers. You think I should put a disclaimer on this show and say, explicit language? No, I'm not going to do it. Because why? Because it's a free country and I don't have to. There's nothing I'm saying here that's a crime. Nothing I'm saying here that even comes close to being, subject to censorship. And I'm not doing it. That's my little way of defying the fucking Nazi police state motherfuckers. You follow me? So I can't change the world, but I sure as hell don't have to go along with it and agree with it and, treat it like it's important. Or, I'm not going to respect government that commits crimes against humanity because that's not respectable. That's evil. And it's a crime because you murder people that are innocent and unarmed people. You're a fucking animal. And you're a rabid dog and you put down. That's just common sense, really. Duh. So what I'm saying is, dress codes. No. Not in a free country, because of reasons. You just don't tell people what to do in a free country. It's not free if you do. If a government can tell you what to do or not to do, or what to wear or not what to wear, then you're not free. And if you're not free, how can you be okay with that? If you're a kid, you're probably going to grow up and be like, oh, my country, I love it. And, you're not really talking about your country, you're talking about your government. Oh, my government, I love my government. Yeah, no, you don't. If you do, you're a fool. And you're dangerous to the rest of us who, think that the devil himself is in the White House and has been for the last 20 presidents, more or less. It's time to do something. Time to actually do something. One thing, join the organization that I am the director of, TAPEFA, TAPEFA, the Antigone Project, Exercising Freedom Advocacy, because I advocate exercising your freedom and your human rights as any way you choose and see fit. Join me. Join the organization. We will coordinate our efforts to put these tyrants and bullies out of office and out of our lives forever. So I will be doing in the future a show, and I will list things you can do as individuals who may join together into a larger group of individuals, and things you can do. Like, you can refuse to obey a dress code in a school, and if they hurt you or try to harm you in any way because you did that exercise of your freedom, then there is recourse. For one, you can have them arrested for crimes against humanity. I know there probably isn't such a law in America, but it should be. And George Bush should be subjected to that law, like arrested and charged with crimes against humanity and summarily executed for his crimes. Yeah, and I'm not kidding. I mean, he should be executed. Not by me, but because I don't kill people, as a rule, except in self-defense. But considering, I guess I am just a bit of a revenge type person, and you committed a bad crime against humanity, then you should be punished by losing your rights and losing your life in some cases. Here's the policy. If you do something that costs someone their life and they were an innocent person and you just murdered them, then you don't deserve to live. You have taken a life, you should pay with yours. Now, I'm not in favor of the death penalty as practiced by the penal system in America, because there's so many flaws with it. It just boggles the mind. However, self-defense, and it's certainly self-defense if you could stop Adolf Hitler from running your country and turning it into hell. A nightmare. That's not an attack on Donald Trump. He's done a couple things that are not legal and not constitutional and not wise, but so far, I don't have grounds for having him arrested and taken out and, executed at The Hague. I'm not. That's what The Hague is for. That's what you do. Take them there, they get tried, convicted, and executed in The Hague. I'm not advocating that the American people, form a mob and mob violence and go down to the courthouse and drag people out of the building. I mean, that's not what I'm saying at all. Not at all. Might be saying that about a Board of Education situation, because if they refuse to comply with your orders to act like civilized, decent, law-abiding human beings who respect the rights of human beings, then, you don't deserve to be on a Board of Education, particularly on a Board of Education. You should not be allowed to have any influence over the education of human beings, because you're a fucking animal. But the people don't see it, and it just boggles my mind. You've got how many kids going to school in public schools in America? Millions? 3.5 million kids going to school in public school in America? That's 3.5 million people that are being bullied by bullies. Nazi, fascist, police state fucking bullies. Okay, so let's say 3.5 million students, and all 3.5 million of them go to the principal's office in their respective schools and say, unilaterally all over the country at the same time, no more dress codes, assholes, or you're going to be done with. It'll be bad. It'll be ugly for you. So don't do it anymore. They're government officials, so you can say that. You can do that because you're the boss. They work for you. And if they're working against you and your freedom, then you don't have any right. You don't have any reason. You have every right to disrespect them and treat them like shit, because that's what they are. All right? So, no more dress codes. That's a campaign. That's a campaign. I think that tyrants and bullies should be dealt with very firmly and put them out of power and not let them be tyrants and bullies anymore. Don't let them impose dress codes on you, for example. Don't let them tell you what you can say, for example. And I got a call from one of my publishers yesterday, not my publisher, but someone, potential publisher, because he was soliciting me to use his business to publish my books. And I listened because, maybe it's a good deal. Then as it turns out, it wasn't, because he said, we won't publish a book for you, which means they're just glorified printers. That's all they are. They print a book and they sell the book, maybe distribute the book somewhere. They're not me, and they're not the boss of me, and they're not the boss of what I write, and I can write anything I please because it's called freedom of speech. which is an inalienable natural right. It came, because I was born with it, and it's always been around as that kind of thing. The government has nothing to say about it. And if the government tries to interfere with me exercising my right to free speech, then they are criminals, Nazis, bastards, terrorists, fascists, scumbags, motherfuckers, and don't deserve to be in a position of power over me or anyone else, and they should be removed from power by whatever means necessary, because they are evil. And evil deserves no respect. That's why they're called evil. A lot of people equate evil to the devil, and since the devil doesn't exist, and there's no God, and there's no heaven, and all that shit, that's just mythological bullshit, nonsense, and ridiculous, absurd foolishness. That's my opinion. And I have evidence to back up the opinion, so it kind of like slides into a professional observation. Critical analytic observation. Expert on the subject. So, and yeah, I am, and if you don't agree, and you don't think so, and you don't like that, fuck you. Don't care. Because I am, whether you like it or not. Alright, so I'm just saying. So anyway, back to the Pakistani problem there. Those fools. I mean, to put up with that kind of thing and be, it's just stupid. Just insultingly stupid to humanity. So, what I'm saying is, so I'm gonna take a break, get me a little lunch, and I'll be back in a little bit. Be cool. Oh, tell you what, I'm just going to end this episode here. It's less than 30 minutes. I'm just going to end it here, and we'll continue along this vein in a future podcast. All right? D. McClung, Archer Monologues. Enjoy your day, and remember what I said, because you really should be thinking it yourself. I'm not suggesting, I'm not being a dictator here, but you should really understand what I'm saying and accept it as I have said it. And you can question me all you want, I guess. I don't care. But if you think about it, actually, put your brain cells to good use, you would come up to the same conclusions as me, I would think, because it's the only logical conclusion you can come to. Seriously. What I'm saying is, if your brain doesn't work well enough to come to the same conclusions I did, then your brain's just not working right. Or efficiently. Be logical, people. It's the way people are supposed to be. It's called, being smart, as opposed to being a rock or, a mindless drone. Okay. Catch you later.